Hello there, my name is Mary, aka Motivate. I'd like to welcome you back to my channel where I hope that everything that I share with you from my own personal experience motivates you to do something differently today, tomorrow, or better yet, right now. So let's get into this. In today's video, I would like to deviate a little bit and share a topic that's near and dear to my heart. And this topic is how to manage and deal with those nagging suicidal thoughts and how I have dealt with them before. And I'm so happy to share that at this time and probably for the last year and a half, almost two, I have not experienced suicidal thoughts, and I believe it's the approach that I have taken. And I just want to let you know ahead of time, I am no expert, even though I have had very many personal experiences with mental health challenges. I had a very near fatal suicide attempt, and I am so glad that I experienced that failure. And to be all honest, I have attempted suicide 2 times. And so I'm here to be authentic and share with you my journey, and at least with the focus of today on focusing on those suicidal thoughts. And a few statistics that I would like to share before we even get into it. Can you believe this? The 12th leading cause of death in the U.S. is suicide. In 2020 alone, 45,979 people committed suicide. And in 2020, there were an estimated 1.2 million suicide attempts. Let that sink in for a minute. 1.2 million suicide attempts. That's a lot of people struggling. And then almost 50,000 people literally taking their own lives. That data adds up to basically, and that data is from the CDC website, Centers for Disease Control. And that just means that every 11 minutes in the U.S., somebody takes their own life, but every second somebody is contemplating on ending their own lives. So again, in today's video, my goal is to share with you how I personally have dealt with the suicidal thoughts, and I have gotten to a place where even talking about it is no longer a trigger. Things that have helped me was definitely meditation. And because the more I meditated and got into that place where I was able to quiet my mind, and I was also able to be at peace in a way that's not external, but within my own self, it became easier to manage the thoughts. Not only that, you can make a conscious effort of deciding once that thought creeps in your mind. And I know that this is a challenge, a huge challenge if you're currently actively in that place, but I have learned to reframe those thoughts and to shift them really quick before, if any of you go into that dark rabbit hole where one negative thought creeps in. Oh, this person will do better off without me. I am no use to society. It keeps going and going. Next thing you know, you are so depressed and you are seeking a means to end your life. For me, I went through a really bad divorce, lost my house, got my car repoed, had to file bankruptcy, and all this happened about 10 years ago. And I was just so miserable. I felt like I was just such a failure in life. But trust me, a brighter day came and a brighter day has come. But that does not mean it has been all a smooth ride. But it has been such a learning experience for me. And honestly, before I could openly share this with people, I used to be extremely embarrassed about the topic, even though My training is being a registered nurse, and I have worked in the emergency room where I took care of many suicidal patients and many depressed patients. I was also a patient in the emergency room myself, and being on the other side helped me realize that nobody is immune to this. I don't care if you're a millionaire. I don't care if you're homeless and broke. I don't care who you are, white, black, yellow, red, green, whatever it is, man, woman, socioeconomic status, all of those things. No one is immune to the mental health challenges that can come along the journey of life. So for me, exactly how I dealt with those suicidal thoughts were, or once I got to a place where I was not constantly calling the suicide hotline or reaching out to friends or being stuck in bed for days on end because I was so depressed, which is such a lonely feeling, and it feels like the only thing that can take that feeling away is taking your own life. And I want to tell you, I have been there, and there's really hope on the other side of things. So like I said, I got into meditation. I started actually exercising, which I have fallen off the wagon. But trust me, I also know that people tell you exercise is the best cure for depression, but genuinely, when you're very depressed, it's really hard to even get out of bed. You have to find that tiny spark within you that if you just go out the door, or even some days, I would be so proud of myself if I just went and opened the door and glanced outside, or just stepped on the porch and felt a little wind, observed the sun, or called a friend. Things like that helped me a lot. So once I continued meditating and I got more and more into it, it seemed like, again, I always say sometimes this is so unexplainable, there's such a peacefulness that comes over you that if you keep doing this, those thoughts tend to reduce a little at a time, a little at a time, and before you know it, you're even able to openly and comfortably discuss it and encourage others who may be actively going through that. So something you can do right this minute, if you're going through that, whatever negative thought crept in your mind, reframe that real quick. If that thought says, oh, my family will be better off without me, tell your mind no. And I'm sure some of you are not in the position where you can affirmatively say, my family loves me, but think of one special person, or that one person, or even your pet, how much they would miss you when you were not, if you were not here. I have a 19-year-old daughter, and 10 years ago, she was literally, 9. So even though I did not want to leave her, the pain and misery that I was experiencing internally had convinced me that she would be better off without me. So again, if you're currently actively having those thoughts of suicide, I encourage you, if reframing your mind and starting to think of maybe a positive thought before you go in the downward spiral where you start making a plan, please, now we have a new number, and maybe you know, maybe you don't. It's basically kind of like an easy number to remember, 988. Again, that number is 988. You can dial, like you dial 911. 988 is a new National Suicide Prevention Hotline, and you will always get a person. And unlike before, I have called a suicide hotline or texted, and it took a while to get to talk to a person, and that's such a disheartening feeling when you know you're about to make a decision that cannot be undone. Also, you can text TALK, TALK, to 741-741. Again, you can text TALK, talk, to 741-741. And then also, we also know the number 1-800-273-TALK. Again, 1-800-273-TALK, TALK. But at this time, I would say, if I were in that position, I would dial 988. But because I have gotten to a place where reframing and alternating a negative thought really, really quick with anything that's positive, I don't care. If you have buddies that were meeting for pizza tonight and you are feeling so down and out and depressed and like the world is against you, maybe find that, hey, I have friends that have invited me out tonight. Or I have a pet, my cat, my dog needs me today. My family members, the larger society, we all need you and we all love you. And I know there's somebody out there that would be devastated if you are not here with us or if you were to be gone out of this life. So all I can say again, the best thing that has worked for me is quickly alternating that thought with a positive thought. It doesn't have to be the most positive thought, but just something you can hang on for the next 5 minutes, and then you build on another positive thought. Oh, my daughter is coming out of school. At least I need to cook for her. And then once she arrives, I'll be able to look into her eyes and I'll remember that my memories of when I gave birth to my daughter, when at the times seeing her take her first steps, seeing her take her first bike ride, or your wedding day, or something that has happened in the past that's so positive. Go back to that positive experience or to those positive memories and build upon them. Let it be a trail and just keep thinking about it until your mind calms down from that urgency and feeling like it has to be now. Again, I know sometimes that's not easy for some people, and that's why I'm also sharing those resources of numbers you can call, with the first one being 988, or texting on your phone TALK, talk, to 741-741, or calling the suicide hotline 1-800-273-TALK. I hope that this helps in one way or another, and I also would encourage you to find a way to meditate. You can start with 3 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, and then build upon it. And then also just stepping outside sometimes just helps you see things in a different light. Well, I hope that this was helpful. Please reach out, ask me any questions, comment below. I want to hear your story as well. I can go in detail about my own personal attempts because both times I ended up on the ventilator in the ICU, and it's something I do not want to ever experience again because I am in such a good place in life. Life is so beautiful, and if I had died, or if I would have successfully committed suicide, I would be missing out on right now what I'm just so excited about life, so happy, so joyous, so hopeful about the future, to a place where I'm even here sharing this with you. Okay, I hope this was helpful, and I want to say goodbye. Peace, sign out, see you in the next video. Thank you so much, and to all of you, positive thoughts. I send you positive vibes. Bye.